Hello, this is Hannah with Hannah Crafted Gifts, and I have a bit of a belated flashback to last July 2021's Paper Pumpkin. You might be thinking, that's more than a little belated, that's over a year. Well, actually, I'm only like a month or two late because I've been doing these flashbacks a year later. So I should have done this in June or July of this year, and it's August. But what can I say? The summer got away from me. I'm gonna say because of some summer travel, which is sort of what this kit was themed to. So I'm looking back, maybe you can see the kit on my shelf actually, but it was The Adventure Begins of July 2021, which was very fitting because at the time I was moving. So it was even busier last year. Anyway, excuses. So I made a couple additional alternatives for some upcoming family birthdays. One is already in a sealed envelope, so that one you'll have to check out my blog for pictures of, but a couple are going out this week, so I thought I'd share them with you here and now. So this is one. These cards were great because they were trifold cards. So you would fold back this flap. I already have my message on the inside, so I guess I'll fold it this way. So this was the back, this was the front, and then there was another piece. Can you see, hear me talking? If you can't see me talking, hopefully you can hear me talking. But there was another piece here that would fold in, so you had a trifold, so that this opening behind the camper in this case would show what was on that third piece. I wanted to extend what I had made, and so I cut that off, and I'm just realizing I don't know where I put those. I'm gonna have to grab those for us because I have those to share too. But what I did to fill in this space, because otherwise you would just see right through to the message of my card, and I don't want, the personal message to be showing. I just want the sentiment maybe to be showing. So I cut up some of the envelopes from the kit because this kit had beautiful envelopes. I really loved this whole kit. But you can see this was actually where you were supposed to write your address. So it was like the address label in the middle of the envelope. And then you had the gradient of color, much like you do on the card base. And so I just cut the envelopes and lined up that gradient so that it would kind of match what was happening on the card base, and then used the white spot for my sentiment. That worked really well, I thought. I used one of the tree embellishments from the kit. I think I had to cut that off of a label, so I could have had my sentiment down here, but again, I had this great white space to use. So I just cut off the tree to have a little dimension there and used some of the kit embellishment. So that was one birthday card I made. Another one doing the same thing, again, cutting off that trifold piece. And then putting the envelope behind. You can see this time the white part of the envelope is a little lower down because again, with the gradient of color, like this one had, I think it's Granny Apple Green, right? Before it had like the, probably Coastal Cabana, I'm guessing is that color. So I wanted both of those colors to show, and then it didn't have any of the darker color, which I'm wondering if this was a retired color. Since it was a year ago, it could be a retired color because I don't recognize that as one of our current colors. But anyway, this one I wanted to have that darker color show, so that's why I moved down the envelope, and I end up with kind of the centered place for a sentiment here. Stamped some of the little fireflies and put an embellishment in my lantern so it looks like that's glowing and like the embers are coming out and that's what the fireflies are chasing. Anyway, so that's my second one. Let me go grab my others because I almost forgot. Let me see where I have them. Here we go. I'm glad I remembered. Although not in time to be prepared, but hopefully you won't hold that against me. So this is what I did with the trifold pieces. Let me see if I can match them up. Okay, so for this first camper card, here was the trifold piece. So I made postcards because I could have mounted this onto some cardstock base and had a standard, folding card like these. But I thought a postcard could be fun. So I stamped one of the trees from the set. I think I did add some basic white cardstock here to do Explore, Explore, Explore. I kept it really simple because this background I thought was already so full of good imagery of all the different trees and bushes. This one went along with the lantern card. So I used another sentiment from the kit, the Let Your Light Shine, with the little fireflies chasing embers of light there. And again, I just thought the background was so beautiful. I wanted to really let that show. And then I could write a message on the back, and I could send it as a postcard, probably. I did round the corners, or I could put it in an envelope. And then this one comes off the card that I can't show you because it's already sealed in its envelope. Didn't think about it before I sealed it up, but Dream Big, Aim High. I thought that kind of went with the mountains, and used some embellishments for the stars in the sky there. So really simple alternatives, but just trying to use up the last of my kit supplies. Again, really loved that kit. So thanks for letting me share that with you. I'll have more coming from both flashing back to last year 2021's kits. I'm using up the remains of those, as well as the current kits. I'm not getting them all in 2022, but I've been getting a lot lately because I really liked them. So definitely keep watching. Like this video if you did, comment and I'll reply. Sharing it with others who would enjoy it and subscribing to this channel are the most helpful things you can do to support me. But as I always say, whatever you choose to do or not to support me, I appreciate you, and I wish you happy crafting.